No, here we go. We're starting the draft now. It's going. We are in the draft. We have Team A is an Infamous, who are blue side, and Impunity is going to be your red side. Now, are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's going to be interesting to see how these double ban situations impact the whole drafting stage. Obviously, it's a new tactical element that teams are going to have to deal with. We haven't seen a pick locked in just yet.
Looks like A side may be experiencing a little bit of difficulty right now. We're seeing some connects and disconnects. Ooh, this is how you kick it off.
Yeah, we're using some bonus time here. Obviously, each team does have 90 seconds of bonus time throughout the draft that they can utilize, but if they're
so hopefully
they're not going to have much time further down the line.
No, so hopefully we can get them all in and get this one sorted. If not, we'll have we have a Mrs. Producer Lady now, just to let you guys know. It's no longer Mr. Producer Man. We got Mrs. Producer Lady. She'll let us know if there are any extended issues, and we will be starting again. But I'm excited because Impunity, the old Infamous Legion, formerly known as Infamous Legion, have been just they've always surprised us with what they've got, and we got all these heroes around us. Oh, here we go, first bans. We've got a Koshka ban, who is just insane with that early game aggression, and they've actually taken away the Kestrel. Impunity are taking away the Kestrel, and Lyra is first pick. Healer's very prominent this patch, so we do see that Lyra, and you're not a fan of Lyra, are you?
No, well, to be fair, playing against Nightmare for her bulwark just nullifies so many skills from so many heroes. It does mean that you have to play around her. So when she's picked up, it really impacts your pick play. And this is another example of why it impacts things, because with Lyra being picked up, they have to take the Adagio. They can't opportunity to ban that out or to pick it potentially. So that's another pickup for them. And Adagio is very strong this pack.
Do you know how happy I am right now that I've seen an Ozo? Because I always harp on every season. I'm like a broken record. Ozo is incredible, and they banned it. So I'm actually very proud to see an Ozo ban in there. But now we're going to see what the second ban is for Infamous. I don't know what it is there. Wait, they're using all their time. They might even use bonus time here. You only got 52 seconds more of it, so they're eating into their own bonus time.
Yeah,
what do you think the ban could be? What do you think they could pick up? Would they try and take that? Because that Finn Adagio cruel comp is ridiculous in North America. FlashX himself said it was overpowered. Do you think they're going to be trying to ban away a cruel from them, or a Finn, or Lance, or something?
I definitely feel that jungle is the area that most people are banned.
Oh,
ban there. So that's it's an interesting ban, and we see the Samuel pickup now going over to the B side there as well. So interesting pickups and bans here. Definitely different from, but SEA have always been great at sort of setting the bar as what's to be expected and seen in other regions in future. So maybe these bans and pickups are what we need to be looking out for.
Well, we know that Quarter Voice is the best Samuel in SEA as of last season. So can he? That's not definitely so Quarter Voice. I did say Quarter Voice. He's one of the best. But there's Ringo, a very powerful pickup this patch. He is extremely powerful. So it's a very good pickup on the side of Infamous. I wonder what they're going to round it off with. Nice CP jungler. Maybe they're going to pedal just to hit that Samuel hard. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Petal would be a strong pickup their composition, just because the over Lyra and Petal's ultimate would definitely lend a lot more survivability to their team as a whole. Whether they go that route or not is going to be in question. But I think, okay, they're going with a CP Tarka. Okay. And not risking a further death in that thing. By the way, just like to say that the stream is back up and running now, and we've got you can see the game. Thank you to those that were waiting. We appreciated it. So we appreciate you guys hanging around and bearing with us during these technical difficulties. Hopefully we're doing a good job of at least describing the action as it happens.
Yeah, we love your faces. But yeah, now they're going to try and take the Kestrel Sentry, but SNK is there, and here comes Saka, but she bulwarks a bit early there, and down in will come. Look at the damage coming up from the Empowered Madison Verdicts paired with the Drifting Dark. Spaghetti's going to try and do what he can, but they're actually going to use the portal to get Sort up there. So kind of the defensive portal that was used to Impunity's advantage, but they were not able to secure any kills at that stage. So there you go. An aggression again with no kills traded, 3 kills in we're sitting at 21.1k gold for the blue team to only 20.9k for the red team. So blue team, whereas, you know, they're ahead on kills, ahead on gold, but they're behind on objectives. So it's a very awkward game. Here comes the Hellfire Brew onto Spaghetti. It will land. He does have his reflex block, and that's very weird that he missed it. And they're going to try and go onto Spaghetti now, who does have the defense. They're all going on him. They bait in. And then here comes the Oblivion. But it was crucible fantastically by SNK EA. That was absolutely fantastic there. And now they're just going to try and push. But these guys, they're playing so aggressively defensive, as I like to call it, both teams. So it's neither team can really get the advantage over the other, but it does just feel like Impunity has that edge.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really nice crucible there. I would like to point out as well that compared to saw Lyra's and picking up Fountain because, or picking up a little bit later in the game because of that initial early stage heal. But just given the changes and how more the level of aggression that we're seeing early now, both sides picking up that Fountain early, despite both being healers, you know, really shows a big difference in the season. Oh my God! Really good suppressing fire, but that was huge damage down on Court Voice.
Yeah, but you're against Spaghetti on a Samuel now, and down goes Ringo. Now it's going to be Taka's going to be the next target. Spaghetti's going to turn his attention to SNK EA. That was a really good start from Infamous, but maybe they focused on the wrong person here. And now they're going to see SNK is going to hold them up, and Spaghetti's going to take some serious damage from this Taka. There's a nice reflex. Here comes the Empowered Jutting Dark, and the healing saved his life. Oh, and it's going to be Adagio versus Lyra. I can see Adagio winning that one, so they kind of both have to be careful. But no aces will be traded, and we still see Infamous ahead in kills and still ahead in gold. Still after that fight, just break that fight down for me, man. That was just one of the best openings to the fight this game.
Yeah, that was a huge fight, and it all came out of that Adagio ultimate initially in the early stages. You know, it really broke the team apart. It kind of put them right on the back foot from the start. And then we did see that both teams just playing so aggressive in this game. And like you say, that defensive aggression, I think, is what we're seeing. We've now seen Court Voice caught out, trying to sneak a gold mine. It is going to cost, and it is going to afford the opportunity for a gold mine being picked up here. Oblivion does drop. It is blocked. And it does go over to Infamous. Ringo picking up. Hellfire Brew does come out onto Spaghetti, is blocked in return. And there's the X-Retsu. That wasn't blocked. There's the damage coming out of Quixotic. Really good Crucible there to try and help defend it, but it isn't going to be enough as he does go down. And we see Spaghetti on that Samuel taking his final bow on that one, as we now see them going through the jungle and clearing out the enemy jungle. Infamous now really finding their feet.
Yeah, it was very weird to see Spaghetti not even like trying to counter-aggress. Obviously, the Madison Verdict is to give you like a tiny little speed boost, which would have maybe helped him out a little bit, but he just kind of started to run away. Maybe got a little bit too scared. Not sure. But no aggression. He had the Eve of Harvest. It might have even saved his life at one point because Taka was just on him that entire time. Maybe he just thought he was dead and just gave up. But the Infamous are just, they're showing impunity right now. It just looks like they are just really giving them a run for the money in this first game. It's absolutely beautiful. That Taka pickup is starting to bring the damage that, people fear of Taka.
Yeah, I think that piercing shard, is still doing enough to kind of really push through those initial light shields picked up by Impunity. And I think they're going to need to start putting them into something a little bit more substantial soon before that Taka gets really online.
Yeah, and here you go. They're going to take out the second Crystal Sentry. So it's 2 Crystal Sentries to Impunity. Infamous have only taken out 1. So 1 more Crystal Sentry, and then they will be a little bit of an advantage to push. But here's the thing. There's the optimum word, push. Impunity haven't been doing a lot of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the intention was there, and we did see them trying to fight for that really hard. But I think Infamous job of counter pushing in return and kind of taking advantage. We've seen a couple of overextensions coming out from Voice, just with that eagerness to get that push element happening. And it's kind of cost them. And I think in situations where Impunity might have, good block, but that's damage onto Court Voice regardless. Found in his pop, Hellfire Brew. Court Voice, the firm focus of all of those ultimates there, does end up still on half health, and he is going to be getting himself healed up as time goes on as well. As Inks on that Adagio will keep him healthy, but he's just going to back at this stage. There's no real reason to risk it.
I'm not sure if Saul was the best pickup they could have picked. I mean, as of right now, I probably would have went with someone a little bit more bruisery. You know, put Samuel in the lane, let him farm up, have some fun, keep his distance. And I wouldn't have been surprised if we see like a Jewel or a Fortress or anything like that. But Taka picks up a gold mine there, which is, going to just extend this gold lead even more. They're sitting at 32.4k against Impunity's 28.8k. So this is probably one of the first times where I'm kind of looking and thinking, oh, does Impunity actually have this? Are they falling a little bit here? Does Impunity going to take this one 2-0? Or will we see a third game? Or will they just get destroyed 2-0 for probably the first time ever in Evil 8 history? Vainglory history, sorry. But they're going in again. They're going in. Drifting Dark's coming out. And now we see Impunity in a much better position. They can actually lay some damage in. And now we see Ringo and SNKEA on under half health. Going to lay down an Imperial Sigil, not able to get the full effect, but Uni take a lot of health from that. And now here comes Taka, going to dive onto the backline onto Saw. And now look how much damage the whole team is taking. Oh, fantastic suppressing fire. The Bloom is going to come across and pick up the kill on Uni. And they do manage to pick up the kill on Lyra as well. They're going to hunt down Quixotic, but he's just going to be able to get back to base. So this could be a turret push, but Quixotic might actually be able to pick up a kill on Spaghetti here. So they have to be careful. Ink accidentally healing himself instead of Spaghetti. That might be a mistake that costs his life. But no, Taka is actually going to try and go for it. He is going to go for it. He may be able to find him, and he's actually going to go onto the Saw instead. Look how much damage he's doing. His boots, he's trying to catch up. He might not even get this. He will get the kill, and now it's going to be Inked against Taka. We know for what Taka will win that fight, but will he kill him in time? Oh,
yeah, it's
Taka.
I was just going to say, really good play there from Quixotic. We saw a play earlier. Stay alive, in the fact that he managed to dodge the flare and he went all the way around, took the long route round and still managed to get so much damage down. But now we see him in a very low position against that Samuel. Really good.
Oh no, what happened to Spaghetti? He just stopped moving. He just
I think maybe we saw a little bit of a lag spike there. Really unfortunate timing for him. And we do see that Infamous now turning their attention to that Kraken at 16 minutes. Doing a lot of damage. He's going down really quickly with zero vision from the team of Impunity. There's the flare out just to make sure no one is nearby. That's going to alert the enemy team to the fact that this is happening, but they aren't going to get there in time. Spaghetti just a little bit shy of that one, and that is going to be a Kraken picked up by Infamous.
Yeah, well, they have a Saul, they have a Samuel. They can probably do some okay-ish damage to it, but you know, Blue Team's team is just far too powerful. That's Infamous's team, sorry to say. It's such a powerful team. It almost does feel like a semi-counter to these guys because they didn't get their pushes. They defended so well, and now they're in their power spikes. They're going to start doing some serious damage. We see it. We just see Impunity melting every time because the defense just isn't there.
Yeah, I think there's the Hellfire Brew now. Just going to try and push.
It landed.
It did land despite the Crucible there, and that is going to just try back a little bit, force a little bit of the heal out of Adagio, which isn't ideal because they're trying to play aggressive here and try and get this Kraken down as quick as possible. They shouldn't be worrying about their defensive elements, but they are having to. There's a turret destroyed, so there's going to be one pickup. At least Quixotic going deep is trying to focus down Spaghetti, but is going to be avoided. We do see, I think that was a fountain there, Pops, just the panic moment there. Despite that happening, just even though they're that close to their base, they still panic. We see that's a lot of damage coming out of the turret, and now they're in a very vulnerable position as that Vein Crystal is in a bad place. There is the
Stop this happening!
Oh my God! Kraken is going to go down, but we do see that
they're trying to take out Quixotic
SNK is still in the background. Can they get it?
Oh!
And do exactly what you're trying Lyra to sustain and to kind of help slow down the enemy team and not risk him being bulwarked.
Down at the same time. Whereas, like, if a Cruel gets ahead early game, you can struggle a little bit at keeping people down. But Koshka can not only get ahead, she can make sure that you don't come back, which is where her amazing snowballs come from, which is not a surprise as to why she's been banned. And my thing refreshed, so I've got no pixel bans on my screen now. So if anything happens, Mal, you're my go-to man.
My thing's refreshed also, so I believe we just can go for a fresh.
Hey!
So the draft is restarting over again. Bans once everyone is connected and in the thing, so this should be relatively quick. Note that is not the same ban. That is a Samuel.
Well, it looks like we're just doing new bans because do you know what? I just get through a draft.
Yeah,
I don't know what the rules are for double draft, so we just Samuel ban. We'll let it go through because there's been so many missteps and mess-ups. We'll just say just go Samuel man. So
I'm expecting a Lyra ban. I'm a little bit curious as to why that wasn't the Koshka ban, but hopefully it's okay. They've gone with the ban on Koshka. It's going to be a Lyra, or they may go with the Dacio route. But we're expecting one of those healers to get taken over to. I think I expected the Lyra pick up here for the blue side more so than a Dacio, just because she's a little bit more flexible. She can be carry, she can be roam. As far as pickups are concerned, and obviously a bulwark offers a lot more utility. Being on that, it's just one of her main abilities, not her ultimate. Obviously, Adagio does have that potential AoE stun, but it is his ultimate, so it doesn't offer the same level of utility. No, we've seen the Lance pickup, obviously a very strong captain, has been for quite a long time since his implementation into the game, actually.
Yeah, he's never really fallen off or been too strong. Like his first patch game, he was quite. If you just built weapon blades, you'd win. I mean, weapon power, sorry, you'd win. But he's never been too like ridiculously overpowered as Rome. He's had that. He's been beaten. He can be beaten, but he's a very powerful pick. So it's a very good pick from those guys. But that just leaves Lyra, Adagio, all manner of people. His Fortress open. By all means, they can pick up some flickers. I don't care. But so as long as they pick up someone. Please.
Yeah, I think we'll see a Lyra pick. Yeah, there it is. Well, like I said, I think we in the game. Lyra just offers that little bit more utility and a little bit more sustain than Adagio does. Adagio is great when you know that you're going to be able to team him up with sort of those auto attack, weapon power type heroes like Ringos and things like that. But at this early stage in the draft, you can't guarantee those. So picking an Adagio doesn't really offer as much flexibility as a Lyra.
And Infamous really using their bonus time here. They are really eating into the seconds. They were really thinking their tactical plays, what they can pick up, and their Ozo is banned. Like people don't like Ozo. Apparently, I'm very happy with that. I'm actually more scared of Idris than I am Ozo. I'm not gonna lie, he just becomes a monster in the late game. So maybe we'll see some of that because he can really get around the Lyra. He can wait out the bulwark with the shurikens and just do some serious damage. So I wonder what their ban will be though with the Lyra. Do they ban out Taka this time? Do they take it themselves? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think. The Taka might be a potential here now that. Yeah, you're right. I think we saw last game that the Lyra Taka combination is, in a sense that Taka being that high burst but low sustain sort of hero, having a Lyra to back that up just gives him that little bit more confidence going for those Exretsus in positions that he maybe not normally risked it. On top of that, Lyra being a huge counter to Taka. In the sense that she offers that bulwark. We do see the glaive now being picked up on the side as well. That was a previous ban in the previous game. This time, a Samuel being banned out in his place. So interesting to see how that's going to be utilized. What do you imagine is going to be the return pickup here?
I'm a fan of dual into glaive. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like another Samuel. Oh no, not Samuel. Sorry, like a Sky or a CP Kestrel. Maybe even a Black Feather, because Glaive, he isn't strong on his own. Is what he can do for his carry. So I would almost take a carry away that works well with Glaive and leave them with ones that don't. So I'd pick up like a Ringo or maybe a Vox, Gwen even. I may even take the Kestrel away because the setup would be far too good if you gave a Glaive and Kestrel over. There's just so much they can do that they've really kind of pushed Impunity into a corner with this drafting. It's really well done.
Yeah, I think you've got two options here. You can Gwen, one of the newer ones that's also really strong at this stage in the meta. Those ranged carries are definitely strong. I do wonder whether they'd want to take a duel into a Lyra, given the ball the jump, but she also has crazy range, and the benefit of that is that she has the jump to get away from the afterburners from Glaive. That big red button to just deal that huge amount of damage to the team in the AoE situations. We saw how impressive and how important it was to do that early damage in these team fights and put the aggressors onto the back. And there's the Ringo pickup. So really good call from Sketchy, just in the sense that I think he's a safe pick, and he has been a safe pick for a very long time. Like you said about Lance, he's always been strong. He's always been in a good position, but never strong enough that you want to ban him out. Normally a first or second pickup, and just a really reassuring, really well-balanced hero at the moment. I think this isn't a bad pickup. Then we do see the second pickup.
What's goal be?
This time left. I know. What are you thinking? What are you expecting? Is that definitely a Rome Lance, or is that a potential for a jungle?
I was about to say I was definitely 100% going to say Alpha. I wasn't going to say Adagio. Now they can't run the Adagio themselves, really. Well, they could, I guess.
I don't think they've got the damage
Yeah, I don't.
to
Well,
justify
Danjiro
it.
does put out some good damage, but he does kind of okay-ish into alpha, not great. I would probably run like a Black Feather here, maybe probably a Sky because of the alpha, but our Sky just melts against Ringo. So they have picks, but not a lot. They've done really well. Impunity have countered the counter draft here.
What
They've
about
done really
Rhyme?
well.
And then take
No, not because of Ringo.
'cause-
Ryan
yeah.
would just die. And Alpha's
Yeah.
so tanky with CP, like how long she can survive. That yeah, Ryan would beat Alpha, damn straight.
Yeah.
But the Ringo would do too much damage. Essentially, he'd just get overwhelmed. And you got that double melee going. So if they can't get onto Ringo, the game would be over. So they have to pick someone who can really work well if Glaive gets that Ringo punt. Who can like completely lock him down. I wouldn't be surprised if Pedal came out. I really wouldn't.
I think Petal again is quite safe. There's a lack of air. Blue side here, we don't have a Vox or anything picked up that would really put a kind of an issue with a Petal pickup. And Petal is really strong. Alpha being really strong, you kind of do want early pickup. They have gone with the hill comp. They have gone at Dazio, Lyra, that Glaive. Will that Glaive be enough on his own with that sustain? I mean, there's a lot of damage to be put out by Lyra and by Dazio. Which one do you think we're going to see going carry?
Well, obviously you're going to have a Dazio going carry. I mean, Lyra's heal is far too great. Her support is just too good. So I think then they're not going to risk, because Adagio is just a better carry than Lyra. It's just a thing. And we're going to be going into the draft in the actual game now. Well, not the draft, so blind pick, so they can all pick it up as fast as possible. And yeah, so I kind of favor Infamous's comp as a whole because it just seems more fun. I mean, Glaive punt into Verse of Judgment, that's going to kill anyone apart from Alpha. So if they have to get Ringo. If they pull out Ringo, if they can get him pulled out, game's over.
Yeah, they've got a very good pick comp. I'm not lie about that. And the Verse of Judgment, etc. Mm-hmm. So I think, generally speaking, it's I agree with you. I think I'm favoring here because,
and I am definitely expecting to see a poison shiv on that Ringo though. I mean, double heal. I'm expecting to see poison shivs on everyone.
I wouldn't be surprised if we even potentially, weapon power. A little bit of weapon power can work well on Lance. Maybe he'll even sneak one in there at some. But I think I'm expecting a second poison shift coming out from Ringo.
Yeah, it's almost necessary against this double heal comp because after 3 you get that mortal wound burst. After 3 hits, if you have a poison shift, you get a mortal wound burst. And it doesn't have to be 3 hits on the same target. It will stack to 3. So if you hit twice on the minion, then shoot a hero, he'll get mortal wounded, I do believe. So if they both get poison shivs, that mortal wound's going to hurt. I'm not sure if it stacks, though. I'm not sure if the mortal wound stacks. I'd have to get someone whisper in my ear if it does or not. But if it does stack, if they get a double mortal wounds, that's some loss of healing right there.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, it's just sharing that mortal wound out.
Anyway, let's talk about the game, though, because Ringo is definitely getting pushed under this time. I mean, look at the Pope. We've actually got that Lyra and Adagio lane. That's probably the worst kind of lane to ever go against. That double heal, fully sustained pokey comp. There is nothing they can do about this early game. They are just going to have to sit back and farm. But Spaghetti thinks he can. I wouldn't do that, Spaghetti. He just gets pushed back immediately. Prime directed from quite some distance, but just takes almost too much damage. His Alpha is a pretty squishy fish in the early game. And just for confirmation, it's a 33% max healing reduction on the mortal wound. It can not go any higher, is what my analyst is telling me. So they do not stack, essentially.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. But like I said, it can be shared out amongst multiple people potentially. So at least there is more risk of that happening. And I think I agree with you. This situation is looking pretty hard for Quarter Voice on this Ringo at these early stages. It's forced into lane, but he has no sustain and he's melee at this. So he's taking a lot more damage than the Infamous boys are. I do think that the only limiting factor in Infamous are more so on that Lyra than Adagio, because obviously an Adagio used effectively can sustain his mana very nicely, as we're seeing in a lane right now from Uni.
Obviously Ringo does have that trouble. You can't spam those Twilight Silvers all the time. We're seeing Quarter Voice isn't. He's actually holding it quite well. But Quixotic is up in the lane now, and Quarter Voice is going to be in trouble. Oh, but the push! The afterburn push! Oh, he actually Githian walled the afterburn. I think that may have been luck. but he actually pushed the glaive. He didn't get his full extent. That was beautiful. If I could have a replay on that, I would ask for it, because that was such quick timing from Inked there. Wow, that was beautiful. I've never seen that happen before. I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah, it's just, they're trying to lay down some damage to Uni to no avail, as that Adagio and Lyra make sure to almost full health already. Well, Adagio is already on full health. We see just how low Ink's at. Oh, really bad back there from the Lance there. Kind of a bit of a lazy back. Did get picked out by the Afterburn on the Glaive, and that's the first kill and first blood of the team going over to the red guys, the red team, and Infamous just picking up that first kill.
Yeah, SNK EA is going to go in and will pick up the kill onto Quarter Voice. That was not sure. He obviously wanted to see if he could save the turret, but I don't think they're going to take the turret at this stage anyway. So he stayed a little bit too long and did get punished for it. SNK even using his boots to get that kill. So well-deserved kill, I think. He did work for it.
Yeah, no, I think it was well-timed, and knowing that you've got those hills and that sustain, it allows you to go for those little slightly more aggressive plays. Take those early tackles, only try to take it 4 minutes, knowing that you're going to live through it. We do see the jungle has now intensified. That means that we do have the shop available, and we are going to have those Crystal Sentries in play. It's going to be interesting to see how those come into effect later in the game. We haven't seen much in the way of jungle invasion happening or anything. There's an Afterburn into a Bulwark. Does miss. There's the Afterburn, sorry, even. And there's the Bulwark. That's Ink's taking way too much damage at this stage in the game, and he is going to go down. He only has a light shield at this point, trying to build towards that fountain, but no real, no armor to speak of against against Quixotic's onslaught, and that's a.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he had flares, and he just face checked it. He had his impale up, he had all his skills. He didn't even try and check. He just walked into it, and took a face full of death because of it. And the turret has gone down at just under 4 minutes. They beat the push from Impunity last game. So, it's not good for them. And now Alpha's actually going to go in onto Glaive, but Glaive is doing an absolute massive amount of damage. He does have the level advantage, and that will probably be Spaghetti going down here.
He also has a team advantage.
Yes. This is not good for Impunity. This is not the Impunity we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw sort of a bad situation there. Lance should not have played so aggressively in those early stages. Well aware that his jungler was deep in their jungle, was not in a position to help or in any way on any time. And at the same time, Alpha then shouldn't have risked that engage onto the Glaive, knowing full well that the enemy team can easily rotate down from the top lane. It was bad decision making on the part of Impunity. Hopefully, just a blip in the game and not something we're going to see a lot more of.
No, here we go. Now we see actually backing away this time. Gideon Wall did push him quite far actually. So not too bad on that one. And now we're just going to see a little bit, probably some stale play now, as I like to call it. Glaive's actually going to try and go in. He's going to put some serious pressure on Spaghetti, but Spaghetti did manage to steal his medic minion for himself, steal his own medic minion. So that was very good for them. But now we're just seeing the Infamous they've got the early pressure. They got the double heal. I mean, Impunity know this. They're not going to win this early game. It was lost the moment the draft happened. So now they've just got to try and keep these turrets safe and try and get all these last hits best he can, essentially, and not, hopefully this turret won't fall. Nice route coming across, but it's an answer with a Bulwark, and in will go the Glaive and picks up the kill on the Ringo so fast. We're going to try to do what he can. Burst Judgment will come in, but there is the immediate ult coming out from Spaghetti, and it looks like he may actually fall here. He does to an Adagio heal. So Impunity are just getting messed up. This may be Vainglory 8 history. Our boys Impunity losing their first ever set. Quixotic will fall. No, the reflex block. That's not a thing. No way did he survive that. He did though. That was so close and almost.
He's currently on 7 health.
7 health. How do you see that? I'm on mobile. I don't get those little numbers.
I'm on a tablet.
Yeah, I'm on mobile.
Last season I was on a. This time I get to actually look at health bars and things. But yeah, no, 7 health was HP when he backed.
That was such a low amount of health. If he wouldn't have got that reflex block off, he would have been dead. If a reflex block didn't have that much barrier, he would be dead. 10 less barrier, he'd be dead. So he's a very lucky putty cat right now. Glaive is just a big putty cat. That's all he is. He's just a big cat. I don't know where that joke was going. It wasn't. When you say
it's accurate. It is accurate. He is a big putty.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. My brain, what's your contingency? I don't have one. Well, you're screwed. That's how that joke went. But anyway, back into the game so I can kind of brush over that. The gold mine is being taken, and we're just seeing Infamous just starting to snowball this. There's no kills. It's 6-0 on Infamous's side. Impunity, this is not even a single kill, not a return aggress kill, nothing. Quarter Voice hasn't even got his ultimate yet. That's how far behind they're starting to fall. This is not looking good for them.
No, definitely not looking good. And at 8 minutes, having sort of a 5-6K gold lead is impressive. In fact, one of probably the largest gold leads we've ever seen in the SEA region as far as this competition. And we do see that an immediate engage there coming out from Impunity. Spaghetti going very low, really aggressive play there from Infamous. And just look how healthy they are. You know, they engaged. You know, Spaghetti went in there, did some damage, and it's just boom, completely nullified at this point in the game. And I don't think Ringo's even going to get a chance to build that poison shift at all at the rate this team's going, that these team fights are going.
It doesn't mean he's not going to try. I mean, the Impunity have come back from worse. I'm not even kidding. They have definitely come back from worse, and that is a phone ringer. That is awesome. I apologize.
You're
guys.
popular.
I did not expect that coming. I'm going to leave the room and hopefully you won't hear it. But here you go. They're going to push in. Ringo does go down to the glaive, down to the camera.
Yeah, versus Judgment going down there just to try the Impunity side, and that is going to be another picked up by Infamous as they do back off. Mana very low at this stage, but that is a Lance way out of position in the ball of Lyra. We do see Quixotic. They're going to engage, but there's the afterburn. Does push Inked up against the wall. Inked is going to go down. Lance is out of there, and we see Spaghetti now in a bad position. It doesn't manage to get the ultimate put off on this stage before they go down, and ultimate still was on cooldown at that stage, and that is Infamous really just taking it to Impunity at this point in the game. Sketchy, have you dropped? Sketchy there? I think Sketchy Brit may have dropped from the chat. He will be back shortly, hopefully. Probably answering the phone. And we do see Infamous there, not getting greedy. Back out. There's the afterburn. Just pushing that Ringo a bit further away, do some damage. But that is a very low exotic. Mana is not the friend of Lyra right now, as SNK looking to do it, and we do see them turning it around regardless of the 10th kill picked up. There's the 11th kill, and that is 2 kills going over to Adagio onto the team of Impunity. SNK having to back, though, half health with no mana. Quarter Voice, the sole defender now for Impunity. What can he do against this onslaught? As we see Adagio, meanwhile, in the jungle, taking out everything he can. Crystal Sentry trying to do his best to defend, but he's too slow, and Uni is just going to take that away from them. Good vision being actually maintained as well by the team of Infamous. We're seeing this, and Impunity just not in a position where they can really get any good vision or clear any vision effectively. Yes, it does look like Sketchy Brit has still dropped, so I'm just going to carry on talking for you guys. So, lovely voice to listen to. But we do see them turning attention now to the gold miner. It feels like it should be 16 minutes in the game, but it's only 11 minutes. So 11 minutes into the game, we're seeing the gold miner picked up now, and that's only going to extend the gold lead for Infamous just that little bit more. Now sitting on 28.5k, nearly a 10k gold lead at 11 minutes for Infamous. This is huge. You know, it feels like I was expecting them to take a crack, and it's not even that far into the game. Welcome back, Sketchy Brit. How are you doing, mate?
I am very angry.
Fair enough.
So, but no, I'm trying to connect to the game right now. What did I miss?
Okay, cool. So we've just seen Infamous to a 11-0 kills. Another engage coming out there through the portal of Lyra. Does see the bulwark come down, just drives Impunity back. But that's a lot of damage coming down immediately onto their last stun onto Spaghetti. Does push them further away. So much sustain being fired out by Infamous now, keeping them all 3 members on full health. Meanwhile, we've got Court Voice in the back line. Spaghetti does go down, pops his ultimate, does die before the ultimate does go off. And we do see that Infamous now, there's the Verse of Judgment to make sure that turret goes down. Are they going to manage to get a kill onto Quixotic? No!
Wow.
Is alive, and that is another ace coming out for Infamous, and that is going to be a 14-0 complete whitewash of a game as we see them take that a commanding victory away from Impunity. GG.
That was incredible. That's the first time Impunity have lost.
Yeah, and we see there that 0-5-0 Impunity. I think Sketchy may have dropped again. He's in the chat, but we can't. You are there. Cool, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't got anywhere.